I'm ready. Is he recording? Is the guy on?
Yeah,
is
man.
The guy on?
The guy is on.
2.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to say 3 because 3 is comedically better. The 2 weed shops I've walked into today refuse to sell me weed, and I'm pretty sure it's because of this hat.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Well, you've already proclaimed your Uncle Sam's horniest patriot. So they can't weed can make you a little horny. They can't have you being even hornier.
Oh, you think it's because they're worried about my horniness levels?
I think so.
No, I think they're afraid I'm gonna shut them down. But I like where your head's at better.
Oh, yeah. Very cop energy.
Yeah.
Horny
Cop
and
energy.
patriotic.
Yeah. First
I
of
don't
all,
think they're reading horny.
Yeah, you might
Maybe
be
they
right.
are.
They're just seeing like police.
Yeah. I think they're going, whatever this is, we want out.
Yeah.
Whatever. And they're like, any case scenario, we can't send this. We legally cannot send this man back out on the streets this horny.
Hi.
Because a lot of these shops right now, they're cracking down on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So they're like, we don't want to draw any more heat to us. This guy's going to get out there and start pinching him and groping.
Yeah.
And they don't know heat.
Yeah,
like a
he's
cat.
touching some
I'm
butts.
in heat.
Yeah, this man is touching butts.
This guy's touching butts.
Or this man is and second, probably first, this man is definitely a cop.
Yeah.
I would say without your goddamn bathing suit, horny patriot hat combination, I would think you're a cop.
I would say this looks like how a cop thinks a not cop might dress.
That's what that guy, swear to God, he looked at me and went, "You're not fooling me with those flower shorts." The Uncle Sam's horniest patriot. But that's what I don't understand. Yes, I am horny to the max. But I'm also a patriot, which means I follow laws. All right? So I might be horny, but I'm not a groper because the law is the law. And I follow the law.
Can I say this though about our sort of how the model of patriot has shifted?
Yeah.
It's your own laws.
Yeah.
It's the government's laws, but you don't abide. That's what a real patriot is now.
Yeah.
Is someone who doesn't abide by the government's laws.
Right.
They
Who knows better than America.
Our patriots
Right.
look at the American government the way our revolutionists looked at the British government. So
I don't think that's a real patriot. I hate to push back. A real patriot is someone who stands by the Constitution, the paper.
Of course,
You literally said you didn't want to get political on this podcast when we suggested you continue the conversation of which of us should be the president.
This is true. This is before the podcast. Greg was ranking us in accordance to who would make a good president. And I said, that seems like good fodder for the podcast. And Greg goes, I don't like to get political on this.
And now you're defining what a patriot is.
Yeah, patriot believes in the paper that was written by the hand of God, George Washington. And just so you all know, Uncle Sam, he's the uncle who molested me. That's this hat represents. My Uncle Sam, my good old Uncle Sam's horniest patriot. So I walked in and I was like, I go, there's literally a lady looking behind some like secret opening box. She's literally pointing to weeds.
Oh.
And I was
Different
like,
weeds.
do you have sativa? And he was like, we don't know to have this sativa.
What?
We only have Delta. And I'm like, that's bullshit,
Bullshit.
man. I'm looking at this lady right here. Anyway, because I'm not going to arrest you. I'm just going to fuck you. You know what I mean? That's the only thing this hat
Arguably worse.
says.
Yeah. That seems like a crime.
For the real police.
Yes.
Oh, let me squeeze that D. Let me squeeze that night. Wait till you hear my songs. No one wants to hear my songs.
What? No one said that.
You said that when I tried to play you, when I tried to sit you down,
I wanted to
stare
see-
at your face and play you my songs.
You do the craziest thing.
Right.
You I've never you're like a little kid.
Yes.
Where they just want to like show you all the toys.
Show you my toys.
Yeah, they grab your hand and lead you into the den, and they're like, "And this is this one, and this is this one," and you're like, "I was talking to your mom." Like,
Yep. That's what Greg does for what he's done through the week. Literally, Greg he'll go, "Okay, I'll give you a ride home." You go, "That's great." And then Greg will play all the music he's made throughout the week and look at you instead of the road.
Not the road.
Yeah. It's a transaction more than a favor.
Subaru has a ton of safety features for a man that like, this is a car that's good for a guy who's trying to be funny and like to see how his bits are being received. They were like, yeah, there's a beep that goes off when you exit lanes.
I am very anti self-driving cars, except for Greg.
Yeah.
I think that Greg should have one because then whatever you need to do while you're driving, you can do it. And
100%.
the car is in control.
Yeah, you
But
can do your
still
watercolors.
be
I asked.
driving.
Yes.
I asked Brian Goon. He's the guy who sold me my Subaru.
Brian Goon.
Brian Goon. Brian Goon is a great car salesman. Sat me through all the features, showed me how you do everything. I did ask him. I said, does the front seat fully turn around so I could look straight at the people sitting in the back. They're like, why would you want to do that? I was like, for bits.
Rotating office chair on wheels?
Yeah.
It's so funny. You're in the dealership. Can we do that for me? They're like, sir, we can do no alterations on the car whatsoever.
Brian Goon can't make that happen. Even Brian Goon.
Yeah.
Can't
I think
make
Brian
that
Goon
You
happen.
Brian Goon or you not Brian Goon? All right?
Yeah. I'll tell you
Sell me
this,
this Subaru.
Go to Subaru in Edison. Ask for Brian Goon. That guy is the best fucking Subaru salesman I ever had 3 years ago. God knows what he's up to now. I don't know how his life's going, but it seemed pretty good at the time. I don't know if he took a giant fall.
I'm sure Goon's saying the same thing about you.
Yeah. He's like, you want a Subaru customer? You go to Greg Stone.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam's horniest patriot.
That does not a bad thing to bring up, though, for Talktown. Where are we at with self-driving cars in Talktown?
I don't want
Okay.
to talk about this. Let's go on what Allison's talking about. No, I don't want to do this.
What do you mean?
That's a fun bit. No, what you're saying,
I didn't even know that Allison had introduced a topic. Had you?
Nope.
No, but I told
Okay.
Greg my topic before.
Oh, I see.
Like Trump, anything but what Anthony says is what I say. I'll vote.
Trump has taken out that policy.
There it is.
His wild card, anything but Anthony policy. He has said it. I thought
but Anthony.
I couldn't believe I saw my name in lights up there at the Republican convention.
I can't believe he found the shirt so early. Anything but Anthony. Anything but Anthony.
Anything but Anthony.
Yeah, a lot of people saw that as a nationwide dig on Italians, but I knew he was talking to me direct.
DeVito was the.
We just write notes.
What? No, I'm checking in on.
Oh, right. It's a
yeah,
family event.
Yeah.
Hopefully this goes well because that could be really bad. That could age bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could
Well-
age bad.
Well, I do think transportation in Talktown is something we should talk about
Yeah,
on a
okay.
broader scale.
Great.
But we could either talk
I
about
don't think so.
transportation.
Do we? Do we?
Sorry. I don't think we will.
We're gonna have to tackle it at some point.
I'll say
People in
this,
Talktown are gonna
Greg,
have to get
when
around.
we did improv, Greg was so fun.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would just, people would go, all right, and here we are at the barbershop, and Greg would, I don't know
No.
about all that. I think we're in a spaceship, actually.
Man, if this was a video meme, you know how they do video memes online? You scroll through them. It was like Greg.
Back up. We
know.
don't. I don't think Libby and I are online as much as you
They
are.
show a clip of a movie and they're like, my mom and my dad comes home. It's like a guy getting his head cut off. And it's like, oh, you know, that's the joke, you know?
Whoa.
What
think of a
is
good-
happening on the internet?
Let me cook.
We are.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
trying to let you cook.
You
man.
are-
Let me cook.
You
I
were
don't
back
know.
in the kitchen.
I don't know the
cooking up a storm.
ingredients. I can't watch a man cook.
Just wait for the flavors, brother.
Wait, is this ratatouille or is this a cake or is this a bomb?
Let my man cook. Let my man cook.
Okay,
All right.
video memes.
So the video meme, something just,
Yeah.
because this is taking too long for something that's not funny enough, which is
I
my
see.
improv. You'd cut to the Captain America at the end of Endgame going, no, I don't think I will. When he's talking about his wife. You guys aren't familiar with the movie.
I haven't seen them.
See?
Okay.
Because you didn't let me cook quick, the meal got cold.
I understand. All
Okay.
right.
And now
I'll take
no
that.
one is happy with the meal.
I'll take that. That's
Okay.
on me.
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
I never saw it, so
Absolutely,
please.
we
Actually,
should go.
not this one.
All
I
right.
never saw it, and I've really been avoiding spoilers for 10 years. I'm waiting to get to watch it.
Don't
with
spoil
Calvin.
Ratatouille.
I'm really trying, man. I swear to God.
All right, you got to watch it this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
you got
we'll
a homework
revisit this Ratatouille idea that I have in the moment, but you got to watch Ratatouille this week.
Calvin's not ready.
All right, watch
But
it on
you
your
could
own.
watch it.
By myself?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Get high and watch
Well,
it.
if Ratatouille comes up again on this podcast,
Yeah.
I'm going.
All right.
Yeah, we're,
All right.
we're
Deal.
spoiling the
Deal.
whole
Deal.
fucking
Man's
thing.
deal.
Man's deal.
deal.
All right.
Whoop.
Woman's deal. Men and
Some,
woman's
a
deal.
lesser deal, but
Equal,
the left hand.
but different.
In Talktown, deals are gendered, but they all mean the same thing.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, that's actually a pretty good
Yeah.
note for Talktown's charter.
Man's deal, woman's deal means completely the same.
Ratatouille.
Well, no, I can't say
No, you
anything
can't.
about
We can't
Ratatouille
say. Okay,
because
well,
I'll ruin it for him.
before the next episode, Greg's gonna watch
Yeah.
Ratatouille, and then
Yes.
we can talk about it for the whole episode
If we want.
if we want to.
Yeah, if it comes up organically.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just. I don't think this idea is good enough to just.
Sure, no.
You know, but in the heat of talking about Ratatouille, I think it's in there. But
Yes.
yeah. But if we bring up Ratatouille ever again on this podcast, I got
You
some.
better
Man's
have
deal.
seen it.
Man's deal.
A man's deal has been
man's deal.
placed. And I will accept it. I do know a rat talks to him and gives him recipes.
All right. So then,
That's
fine. That's
pretty
enough.
much it.
Okay.
That's enough.
I just don't know if Captain America shows up. Like,
I'm
don't
gonna
ruin the
say
cameos.
this.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You watch it and then tell us.
Okay, okay.
I'm not going to say anything
All right.
on whether or not Captain America shows up in
In
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Just in the end, the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
But the rat mainly, it's cooking stuff.
Yes.
The rat doesn't have him do other things.
I have had this thought.
Okay.
Why isn't he out in the world doing other things?
Right. Or
He's
just
a cook.
rat
He's a good cook.
chores. You know?
Yeah.
His little rat chores that he might want him to do.
Yeah.
You got a big man you're operating?
Exactly.
Like a
Yeah.
Gundam? You're going to take advantage, brother.
Right.
You're not going to make him cook.
you
You're going to
gotta
make
get
him
out of the
fight your
kitchen.
rat enemies from high school.
Right.
Just like, and just smashing rats, blood everywhere. That would be awesome.
I feel like that kind of
A real window into your
complicates
world.
the cooking element of it.
Ratatouille is mind control or just he suggests it? Or is the cook thinks he's crazy? He thinks he's hearing God? Can I guess what Ratatouille is about?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This is what Ratatouille, I believe, is about. A rat,
Talk to the both of us.
Yeah.
a man and woman. I
We
should get
need you on a
mirror.
swivel chair like in a
Like
Subaru.
in my Subaru. Yes, sorry. Sorry to try to beat you to the joke. I tried to. It was your joke and you had it.
That's okay.
God bless. A rat jumps in a man's hat. There's a big brim hat, I would imagine, like a
Why would it-
Monopoly style. You've got a big old rat on your head.
Monopoly style. Oh, okay. I know what you're
Come on.
thinking. The thimble.
Right.
The head chefs in France wear that hat.
Yeah,
to
they
designate
wear the
that they're head
Monopoly
chef.
hat.
Right.
As is known in the culinary world.
He didn't have the actual white chef's hat.
Right.
So he spray painted a classic money man hat white. And people are like, they don't notice. That's just like a small thing you took. That's a small thing you got to notice in the movie, but not a lot of people did.
Why didn't he have a regular chef's hat?
Yeah.
He didn't have any money.
Got it.
So rat jumps in the big old hat and uses mind control, rat mind control, to control. I guess what you're saying is a chef's recipes, because the mind control rat has done everything in the world. He's changed like the Illuminati, all that shit. The country, everything has fallen because of him. But the one thing he never really did was become a chef. So he comes back to do the chef thing, and then at the end. After because the man finds out he's being mind controlled, right? And he made him have sex with a lot of people he didn't want to have sex with.
Okay.
That's
Keep in
upsetting.
mind, this
It's
is
a children's.
this is a children's movie.
It's alluded to. You know,
That's one of those things that's like, it's a plot line that's in there for the adults, but the kids don't understand it.
they say it without saying it.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
There's deer out there. You
Yeah.
just got to look and find.
He walks out of a couple rooms going, "Oh my god," and then you go, "What? You all right? What happened to your eyes?" Was that?
What? I just had to rub my eyes.
Oh, okay. You just rub your eyes, but you didn't rub them. You went, which was the craziest thing a man's ever done. Rubbed his eyes. Anyway, so he takes the rat and he's about to rip its head off because he knows of all the things he's done.
Again, children's film.
All of the wars.
Alluded to.
Right, alluded to.
We
He's just going,
to
"Oh," and the rat's
ripping a
going,
rat's head off.
"Nice massage," and he's like, "Yeah, good massage." But
Okay,
they
well,
both
all
know
of this is like
gonna
right
rip-
back into the sex.
gonna
You look
rip
like
his
you're
head
giving a
off.
terrible hand job.
He's gonna rip his head off, just like this, like and kill the rat. But the rat goes, "Wait, it wasn't me. It was you that's been cooking the whole time." And then the man becomes a good cook, and the rat says, "Maybe I'll be a cook," and he becomes a professional cook, opens a restaurant that humans will go to, even though he's a rat who has done so many crimes to the country.
You nailed it. You actually don't have to see it.
I love the idea that Greg is on the writing staff for Ratatouille. He goes, "Can I just say something? I think we could maybe take this in another direction." And then
Yeah.
Greg says that whole spiel, and they go, "All right, we're just going to go with the original idea."
Yeah.
But
Write it down, and then we'll edit
But maybe
some,
the sequel.
you know. And they just cut the whole. I go to the theater, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened to ripping his head off? What happened to my scene about the
And then in the
Illuminati?"
post credits, it's all of the writers saying, "No, we're not going to do that."
no, this isn't even an allegory for the country anymore.
Where's the rat trying to become a bigger rat to fight the human regular size? Because he tried to take a shot. In my original script, he tried to become as big as a man
In
to
your
fight a
original
man.
script.
A Ratatouille. Is Ratatouille related to Hoptouille? How he doing? That's a viral clip. Ratatouille and Hoptouille? That's a movie. She spits in the food.
Oh, she makes a cameo in your movie.
She goes, "Hey, it's Hoptouille," and she spits in the soup. And then the fucking rat's like, I should rip her head off. Anyway, a lot of heads getting ripped off in Ratatouille.
Yeah, way more than I remember when I watched it.
Yeah, really not about food either.
Yeah.
It's really about retribution on your enemies.
Yeah, and some kind of gray area sex.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Tony, I saw this Ratatouille movie. Right, that's got to be a character, right?
In the movie,
wasn't
in the
rat and
movie,
shit.
the
Yeah.
guy's talking about seeing Ratatouille the movie.
No, I'm doing it. Let me cook here. I'm upset. I'm not upset. Does someone? I'm high. That's what's happening. All right, very well. I'll sit back.
Anyway, do we want to get into
Check out a
the
break.
transportation situation?
I can
at
definitely talk
Talktown?
about transportation.
Okay, please. Go ahead.
But also my other, I'll leave it to the group to decide what we're up to. Also, what is the Talktown Zoo? What's there
man.
and what are we allowed to do?
This is good. Yeah.
I wrote this today. Not even today. I went to the zoo 3 times this week.
Yes.
And I've been
Which is
thinking
why I
about
feel like Greg is primed to talk about this.
Yeah.
what was
Even
the
though he
Talktown
did
Zoo.
drive, I'm sure, earlier today, if not yesterday. So,
I drove?
didn't you drive somewhere? You're always. I'm saying the
yeah,
other
I've been-
topic was transportation.
Right, I've been
But you're
driving.
like, but I've been to the zoo.
Yeah, I saw a fucking giraffe fucking another giraffe. My kind of zoo, brother.
Should there just be a sex zoo? A separate sex zoo?
We do encourage, because we are very sex positive in town. Tucktown.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
When I was at the zoo and the giraffe was porking another giraffe, people were like hiding their kids' eyes. I think that's when the conductor of the zoo warden,
Yeah, the
comes
warden.
out,
That's what
and
they
he
Because
goes,
it's a prison for them.
"Let them cook. We shall cheer them on." And you know, when you go, "Fuck that bitch, fuck that bitch," you know, like you cheer them on. You go, you know, you get you want there to be more giraffes. You cheer them on. You get into it. Oh yeah. What if is that we? Sorry.
It's
I
true.
don't think-
Wanting
One more
there to be
thing.
more giraffes. That's not what that needs to be acknowledged when there's sex at the zoo, is we're making more animals.
Quick ongoing game, which is this will just be ongoing for the rest of our lives.
Sure.
It's not a full game.
Yeah,
Quick
yeah.
ongoing game. And the game is called Is This a Red Flag? Is this a red flag if I take my wife to the zoo and the giraffes start to fuck and then she looks at me and goes, "What's up, hon?" And then just starts making out with me? Like, is that weird? Is that a red flag?
Wait, what
To-
if
If she starts
To
getting
who?
horny? Or if I start
if you
getting-
take your wife to the zoo and she gets horny?
because the giraffes are fucking?
Is that a red flag
Yeah.
For what?
For what?
Is that somebody you should probably not be in a relationship with?
Your wife.
It's not my wife. This didn't happen.
Okay, this is
Oh,
just
like
you're
if
taking
a
on
person
a
did
date.
that.
You're
You
taking
go on a date. You on a
Okay.
date. Giraffe starts fucking. The guy sees it, starts making out with you right after. Is that a red flag?
I don't know.
yeah, same. Yeah.
I don't even know how to feel. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
a red flag would be like pushing my mother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's because
Yeah.
we're older.
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Young people red flags.
Red
Yes.
flag is
Are
being
like-
like, I want to get in there and fuck the giraffes.
Right.
Take
Yeah.
that energy and
Yeah.
being like, yeah,
That
sex
lucky
is fun.
giraffe.
Yeah.
Which one? Either one.
How would a person have sex with a giraffe? You'd have it's a lot of they're so up. Everything's up high.
Still-
Their genitals are so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High genitals.
That means you got to want it. So I
Yeah.
don't know that that's actually not a red flag. That means that's perseverance.
Yeah.
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
So I think it's quite
An
the opposite.
innovator, really.
Yeah, yeah. That's a disruptor.
Yeah.
So we cheer on fucking at the zoo. Is that one thing we can
When
say?
the animals are fucking each other, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
There should be some kind of like celebration of it.
I think you're given a choice in that moment. You go, we got two choices. You could look away, obviously, if this is not for you. And we're sex positive in the way that if you're sex negative, we're so sex positive for sex negative people. You can get out of there.
Yeah.
We're going to have to
Or-
take this to gay court real quick because I think no. I think
Okay.
if people turn away, we shun them. We go, you can not look at it, but we don't respect you anymore because in Talktown, we are so sex positive. We cheer the animals fucking.
Right. But what if there's people that are sort of borderline asexual people?
Yes.
They're not allowed in this town.
Wow.
Wow.
No way, brother.
Okay, that's why we're taking it to gay
It's a
court.
Yeah.
very sexual town.
Yeah.
Very sexual. You don't go to Great Adventure if you're afraid of heights. You know what I mean? You don't go to Talktown.
I'm afraid of heights. I would go to Great Adventure.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't want to be. I just want to hang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You want to
So-
hang, have a
We just
turkey
want everybody
leg.
to have a nice
So
When
time.
a
an
big
asexual
animal-
person can come to Talktown if they just want to hang.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So when the animals are fucking, because we are such a sex positive town, but we want to acknowledge that we have these sex negative people. We give them the right to look away.
Yeah.
But I'll say this though, and I want to say this: when you go to France, they respect you if you try to speak French.
I have to
So
take
if
No,
you-
they don't.
No, you got to try to French. You got to try to do the French. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, right? So if you come to Talktown, you got to try to watch the giraffes fuck. And we'll be right back after this. All right, we're gonna come back,
Yeah, we're
and we're back.
And we're back.
Oh no, I took us out.
Oh, you
and
took
we're
us
back.
out. Oh, nice.
We went to a commercial break.
pro move.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We can fill in what the commercial was.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't have ads.
No.
It'll be one of
Oh
my
my
AI
God.
songs.
We'll never
Oh,
have-
oh, great.
Oh.
We'll play one. That's perfect.
Can we?
Amazing.
Yeah. Can I put in one of my AI songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was called "Take the Night." Take the night.
Take the night. Greg Stone original.
Yeah. So I'll say this:
Uh-huh.
bathrooms in the zoo. I've got an idea, and I want you guys to see where I fail.
I'm excited.
We don't do gender bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do poop or pee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
But here is
It's like
my
the express lane.
here's my concern with poop or pee.
Uh-huh.
The poop bathroom is going to be so awful to be in
But that's
because
what-
people have just been pooping in it.
But you have double the people working there because you know it's a poop bathroom. So you know you got to go in there every 20 minutes to clean it. Poop pee bathroom, people go, maybe they're peas all day. And you know fucking damn well that's not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
also think it could become a structure of social shaming if somebody watches you walk into the poop bathroom and it's like, you're pooping.
Maybe in America, not in Talktown.
In
we're
Talktown, no
poop
one
positive.
is shamed for the ongoings of their body
And farts.
and farts.
And I have one more thing, unless you want to
No, I'm
jump in on this.
No.
It's
I'm-
about the gender
I'm-
bathroom.
What's up?
Look ahead. Sorry. Poopy.
No, okay.
It's a lot. I know I am.
Greg is locked in today.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it right now. Full on. Can you perform under this pressure? Let's see.
Yeah, and it's
So much eye
Throw the
contact.
ball to him.
so much.
I think that's something
3.
that's like not maybe coming across to if you're listening or even if you're watching the video because you're not
Yeah.
sitting in our seats. When Greg turns and looks at you, it is intense.
Yeah.
With the passion of everything I've
This
ever
man
been.
is all fight or fuck.
Yeah.
You're not sure.
Yeah.
Does this guy want to beat the shit out of me, or is this guy going to try to
Having
make
sex
out
with
with
me.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Libby brings up a really good point about the poop or pee idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Initially, I loved it, but Libby brings up a good point about shame
Yeah.
in terms of people now know exactly what you're doing
Yes.
in there.
I can fix this.
Do you have okay?
It's the poop bathroom, but also the masturbation bathroom. So you could be in there for either. You know, we combine them. Because sometimes,
Somebody's doing it 2 at once, probably.
you know what I mean? Because that's another thing. I do think that we should have a masturbation room.
Yeah.
Just
At
so
the
that
zoo? In case people
everywhere.
get really horny. I
Well,
mean,
you
I
know,
guess the animals are all having sex.
What's this? What if you came in horny and you're like, I don't want to be this horny at the zoo? You stop at the poop.
You should have planned your day
masturbation,
better.
And that's how you plan it. You put in a masturbation room in the
How
everywhere.
about let's have bathrooms for all that. We got a poop one, a pee one, a masturbation one, tampons. That's one.
Okay, yeah. You
You
gotta
know?
tell us about that one because I don't know.
Well, we're flushing them in Talktown. Sorry.
Okay.
Our plumbing is going to be state of the art.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We figured out
That's
everything
something
else.
for the engineers,
Yeah.
not us.
True.
But okay, but yeah, I guess so. Then that's tough. It's the only thing it's tough is if, like, say for example, you're like you have to find the specific one. Are they all next to each other?
Well, yeah,
Are they all
right.
clumped together?
It's poop pee,
Uh-huh.
and I'll give you this.
Okay.
The poop bathroom is also for masturbating because it has rooms. There's like and it's also for just lounging. So you'd go in there if you're like, hey, I just want to lounge. So you're not
I don't
getting
want to
judged.
lounge in the poop one.
No, but it's got
Like, that's
doors.
the last one I want to.
And the masturbation.
And the,
It's got
it's like
doors.
everybody around me is shitting and coming, but I kind of want to just sit down in a chair for a minute in this room with everybody.
I just kind of want to relax, listen to the sweet sounds.
I'm hearing a lot of fucking. I'm hearing a lot of fucking no's, and I'm not hearing a lot of how we can help. All right, because I'm going down a road, and you guys are being a big snowbank. All right, I'm improving. Well, fix it.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
We're
Steve
just
Jobs.
trying to make it better.
We're trying
This
to
is what
find-
you do.
Make my computer this thin.
Yeah,
And have all the things in there.
that's.
They already did that.
Thinner.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
We're just trying. We're just saying.
Right.
You keep showing us iterations
Yes.
of the phone, and we keep going. Here's where the problems still lie
Right.
within it. We're
We
not
can
saying
keep
this goes
improving.
away.
I'm
We're trying to improve by
not
way of critiquing.
The
You-
fixer.
You have so many
You're the
ideas.
fixer.
If we propose a problem, you're going to find a solution, but we got to propose the problem.
Exactly.
For you
All
to
right.
get there.
Exactly.
Okay, the poop.
It's a belief in you.
Yes.
Poop and pee bathroom.
Yeah.
Pee bathroom also has water. It's for all your liquid needs, right? You're thirsty.
Diarrhea?
You pee. We're still going to count diarrhea as a poop.
Yeah,
Just for
we better.
you just
Of
out
course,
of respect.
it's a super poop.
out of respect. It's
Kind
or
of
it's a super pee. No,
True.
I wouldn't.
No.
I'm gonna throw up.
You brought this.
I know. Anyway, the poop bathroom.
Yeah.
because that'll keep the line moving. People are in and out. Poop people. You can go in there. You can relax. It's also the lounge room. Now I say it's a lounge room because there's multiple stores, like in a fancy Chinese restaurant. You ever been to one? They have like multiple doors that everyone can go into,
Yeah. I know
Like
what you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
and you
yes.
don't gotta pay a quarter. It's not a peep show. You know, just let everyone know that.
But there is masturbation going on.
Yeah, in individual rooms, not everyone together. Well, maybe. Depends on the place.
Can we do this on a trial basis and just see how this works? Or is
Yeah.
everything in Talkdown pretty much under that?
No, I think that
I'm-
everything is up for improvements and debate.
Okay.
If it's not working,
I would argue that everything is all in or all out.
it's like making eye contact with Greg.
Yeah, you're all in. You're all in on the jerk off shit
Nowhere
room,
to go.
or we throw it away.
Okay.
This thing
All
is
right.
this movie goes out, no edits.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess we have to talk about how amendments will if something isn't working.
Yeah.
We've got gay court, and that's something. But for the larger, people from the town are going to have thoughts about how things are working for them.
Of course.
And then we need to kind of figure out how we're going to improve things from like a legislative standpoint.
Of course.
I'd also like to add this point, if that's okay. The big problem with gender bathrooms is everyone keeps going, the momos. I'm going to get a Momo in there. He's going to be around my kid. I don't want a Momo, right?
It took me a minute to know what the fuck you were talking about.
You know the Momos. The Momos. They're in there mowing. You know what I mean? Can't have them mowing. So
good to have Greg's dad on the pod.
no Momos. So we give the Momos a bathroom. So the PDF files.
The PDF files?
Who are they worried about in the bathroom? Right. The Momos. The molesters. We're giving them. They get
I think
own.
we got too many bathrooms at this point, man.
I'm going to say this. I think
I've
actually the solution for not just the zoo, but kind of everywhere in Talktown, tons of private individual bathrooms. Do whatever you need to do in there, but you don't have to share it with anybody.
But I'd like to know.
The door closes and locks. What do you need to know?
That's what I'm saying. It's Talktown, my town. I want to know what everyone's doing in there.
They are having private bathroom time.
All right.
Why do you want to know? For data analysis stuff?
Maybe you never heard of a little word called FUN. Fun. I want to know for fun. I want to know when someone walked in the masturbating room. That's hilarious. This guy's taking a shit. I'm going to go jerk off. Good for you. Pedophiles should have their own bathroom. Now listen, I want to get this point across.
What's happening?
I want to get this point across. We're worried about pedophiles in the bathroom.
Yeah.
To worry about.
I understand.
So if you get registered as a pedophile, it's not just go door to door. You also have to go into the pedophile bathroom. That'll keep them out of the bathroom with the children. What? Alex.
Yeah. No pedophiles.
All right. Well, okay. We can do that too.
Seems like a pretty
You want
easy
to do
law.
That? All right. Well, then that goes my bathroom idea. Maybe I'll sell that to the United States.
I mean, do we want to not allow pedophiles in Talktown?
Yeah. No pedophiles.
No pedophiles.
All right. Just
Then
bringing it up.
It's just a little less, workarounds that we're going to have to figure out. Because
Okay.
Greg's going to keep bringing them up in different contexts.
That's a good idea.
And I feel like, I know
right.
it makes sense for the bathroom discussion, so I get why it came up, but I know that as we broach other subjects, this will continue to be a topic.
Yeah.
And we just kind of want to say no across the board.
I think
Also, the freedom you have of knowing no pedophiles in this town, you can just talk to all the kids.
That's true.
I can talk to all
you
the
wouldn't have
kids.
to worry
That
that
is
somebody
true.
was
Candy
like,
givers can come back. They can give candy to kids. No one's worried.
when we were recording recently, I was trying to kill time before we started recording, and I was near a park that was like a little playground, and it said no children without a child.
I know.
with
It
them.
breaks my heart.
And I was like, I want to sit on a bench.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
Yeah.
sit down. This is
Then get rid of the benches.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
This is a
then
one-
have it just be but I'm just like, you can't be like, these are benches in the shade, but they're only for people who have children with them.
Yeah.
Very JD Vance.
They should have kids. Then this is a good way to make a buck if
All
you're a
right.
parent. If you got kids,
Borrow one.
Kid renters.
Rent a kid if you just want a seat in the park.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you go, you look like someone who could rest your legs. And I see that you are barren.
Yeah, it's funny. There's some
Some of us
kid
are just choosing not to have children.
when a cop goes, hey, which one's your kid? He just points to a kid, goes, hey, I'm with him. Be cool, man. The kid's like, nah, he's with me, dude. Very cool. That's a
That's
cool
like-
kid.
I mean, that would solve a lot of that's no longer parents paying for babysitters. That's parents getting paid to not be with their kids.
Exactly.
That's a home run for the finances of a family.
100%. I've always said this. Use your kids. If you can because parents always complain, especially this guy does, about how much of a financial strain his kids are.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that on the podcast.
And you can't put them to work because of labor laws. Because we've been through that. We've done that. So it's finding ways to make money off your kids. And I think this is an idea. And then
in a town with no pedophiles, this is an option.
Yes.
Not an option in America.
Yes. And I also, and I've said this before, I think advertising on children is another way.
Yeah.
The way they do with boxers.
You know what's nuts?
They're like little NASCARs.
Advertising on children is great.
Yeah.
Advertising on children is an actual great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's on My Little Kid.
100%.
Because all
Yeah.
the guys that's like a billboard. Like, who's that little guy?
He never knows what he's
Sponsored by
wearing.
Jimmy John's.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have
That's a fucking
brand
great idea.
preferences for their clothing or aesthetics.
Yeah,
like
man.
they're just like, put me in something so I could go to the park. And it's like, what if that thing was an advertisement?
Is making you money.
Yeah.
Now, is this a high idea or is this crazy? It is insane to me that children cannot have jobs, but they can be an actor.
I think that child acting is bad.
I agree.
That's crazy. You could be an actor, but then you just act like you're in the coal mine, and there's no film in the camera. Now you got kids. Now you got kids back in the coal mine. You know what I mean? Coal mine. You know, get that kid back in the coal mine. Hey, he's acting.
Somebody's got a whole fake set down in a coal mine.
Yeah. No, these phones seem very real.
Do you guys get me?
Yes.
You're faking.
Yes. Sadly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. I actually think that's a good point.
Yeah. That is a great point.
No, it is.
I mean, I didn't think of it. The other guy in there did, but whatever.
Is that your Ratatouille?
Yeah, there's a lot of Ratatouille. I've been thinking a lot about lately. This isn't for now. This is not for now. I've been thinking a lot about how there's just more than me in there.
Yeah.
There's so many of me in there.
Yeah.
So many. And like, we really don't acknowledge them. But it's like, yeah, man, there's a bunch of people in there. And only that guy should go to jail. You know what I mean?
For those listening and not watching, Greg is pointing to his head.
Get what?
There's a lot of guys up there.
You got to get Mr. Horny to jail. All right. But Mr. Not Horny was sitting here fighting this. And then Mr. Horny followed her on the train again.
And it's very interesting. Like, you're in court and you're like, Your Honor, this is me talking to you.
I'm here.
And I'm here. But I'll tell you, I didn't do this. The other guy in here did do that. Interesting. This will eventually be a thing in court.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll get so deep in the world of understanding our brains that this will be something that is like this will change the legal system.
Yes.
But then they could just give you a drug to chill Mr. Horny out.
Yeah.
Ain't that something, huh? I'll take that drug. I'll have to give up this hat, but I'll take that drug.
You just can't wear that hat that day. You take your pill, you can't wear that hat.
Earth's most moderately horny American.
I like that it's big. Now it's Earth.
Yeah, fuck that.
So where do we land on the bathrooms?
No pedophiles are in Talktown. That's
good enough.
I'm
good enough. If we never
revisit.
We can revisit poop, pee, masturbate lounges.
Yes.
But at least we landed on there's no pedophiles in Talktown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, how do we? I guess to further, how do we under like? Are we doing a test? How are we finding out?
Oh, who's a pedophile?
Yeah.
Can I pause this? I just had a fucking idea that's going to change everything. You said transportation before.
I did.
All right, let me say this out loud because it's not going to make any fucking sense.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Walk us through.
There's no transportation. This is what we have.
Okay.
Think of a circle with many circles on the inside. They're like just
concentric.
I don't know what that means, but I think you're right. Up until the center circle, right?
Uh-huh.
Center circle is town hall.
Okay.
All the other circles rotate, right?
Uh-huh.
But all the stores are on those circles. So you don't have to move. You just wait until one of those circles comes around and matches up with your house, right? So everything is in constant motion, like the solar system. It's a town built on like a lazy Susan, but multiple lazy Susans. So everything circles around.
I do see what you're pointing to.
Like the grocery store at 3:00 is always right in front of my house.
So say, for example, if you want to go get groceries, you have to wait for the grocery store to match.
Plan your day. Grocery stores in front of your house at 2:00 every day.
But what if I decide, what if it's 3 p.m. and I was busy, so I couldn't do my normal grocery stuff? Or I decide after the fact I'm pivoting and I really need lemon and I didn't buy lemon when the store was at my place
That's
earlier.
what's so great. Because of the rotation, if you run the other way, it makes you go mega fast. So you can run to the grocery store, but remember,
I feel like, you'd be still.
No, you just go the other way. You go the other way. It's kind of like running.
Like when you catch it on the other end.
Like, when like those walking things in the airport?
Yeah. Sure.
When you walk on it, you just cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're doing every day with everything.
So much cooking in Gregtown today.
A lot of cooking. You know what I mean? So that's what one way to have transportation in Talktown is we build the entire thing on multiple.
The whole thing is transportation.
The whole thing is transportation.
We are transporration.
Right. Like Snowpiercer.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen it.
Wow. Okay.
But I'll allow spoilers.
Yeah, it's very similar to Ratatouille.
All right. Sorry that I did cut everybody off.
I like walking though, so I just want there to be walking place, like stuff I can walk around to in Talktown.
Yeah, I think I need to be sold a little bit more on this idea.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I'm very interested.
You just go mega fast. And also, I'm thinking maybe also multiple layers, so there's like a ladder to get to the next step. That seems like a lot. We don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, we don't have the money for any of this.
$20
Yeah, we don't have money to start this town.
What's the incentive of doing this aside from just like an engineering feat? And we'll bring tourists.
Yeah.
I will definitely bring revenue into the town.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
people would be like, I got to see Lazy Susans,
Right.
but for Earth.
Yeah. What does that look like to
Right.
live inside a Lazy
Because
Susan?
I don't know what it looks like.
For sure.
I mean, one, it's awesome.
Okay.
Right? Two, you don't need buses. You don't need public transportation. You are public transportation.
Right.
Also, day and night are different. Well, Talktown would have to be pretty big.
Why are day and night different?
Because I was thinking you'd be rotating. So if you'd be rotating and the moon and sun would come, but Talktown would have to be the size of Earth. So I don't think that's possible.
I really like that also. If anybody started listening to this podcast on this episode, they're like, what's happening now?
I think we should also do an intro where we go, hello, everybody. Welcome to Talktown. God. End of the episode.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Fine.
go slow.
Yeah. Welcome to Talktown, a podcast where we're designing the greatest town in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people will know.
Yeah,
and then we'll
great.
play the theme song
Great.
or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay. And this is pivoting, but
Sure.
what do we do about where do we fall about people conducting job interviews in coffee shops?
No.
No.
It's a hard stop.
All right.
Ooh.
No. I think that if you don't have a place you can do a job interview that isn't a public coffee shop where people are doing other things, you don't have a job. That's not anything.
I've never agreed with you harder.
Thank you.
But
I knew you might.
I'd like to throw this in there. You can do it if it's not on Zoom. If you want to have 50 men in suits come and then surround you, and then go, well, Billy, why weren't you on work on Thursday? I'm into that. But now it becomes what I like to call the Grand Theater, which I think is something we should add into a lot of Talktown things.
Okay.
If you
I'm
can make,
loving whatever the
Yeah,
Grand
yeah,
Theater
yeah,
is. So
yeah.
I am already all in on the Grand Theater.
you can
100%.
pretty much do anything in Talktown as long as it's under the Grand Theater clause.
I love
which
this.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Theater
Yes.
clause. I love it.
Yes. And I don't know how to really explain it, but I think
Nope.
you guys get it.
We get it.
You
No
go.
notes.
You can do this if it's for the Grand Theater, which is we are in Talktown, all the audience.
Well, I think at the end
I invoke Grand Theater.
Grand Theater.
Yes,
And then you
Grand
just kind of
Theater.
talk in a more like kind of projecting voice.
You
and
talk-
then there's
yes.
like a few extra people around.
Yeah, and you talk out to the audience.
Yes.
Let me say this.
I love it. Because you know what? My favorite thing about living in New York City is just like seeing stuff happen. I'm like, this is like my TV show. I get to watch these maniacs do whatever they're
Yeah.
doing right now because I'm in public around a lot of other people, which is that's integral to Talktown's existence.
One rule is Grand Theater can only be invoked once every 50 minutes in an area. And I say that, here's why.
I like this.
Here's why I say that. Because I want to do a live show for Talktown.
Obviously.
And I'm fine with someone in the audience getting up going, I invoke Grand Theater, and then doing a poem or something. That's fine, but it can only happen once a show.
Okay. Yes.
That's
I
fair.
absolutely 100%.
You know what it is because it's just someone going, I need attention.
Yeah.
You can invoke Grand Theater in all kinds of ways, but sometimes you just need attention, and this gives you a real legal reason
Yes.
to have it.
Yes. And like a defined and now it begins.
And
Yeah.
or you want to do something so bad that no one will get on board with, that you can invoke Grand Theater. Like if
Yeah.
you're like,
Right.
all right, in this coffee shop today, I'm gonna have I want to yell at this cashier because she's been fucking with me for days. So I hired 20 opera singers, and we're all gonna sing "Fuck you" to this bitch. You can
Love it.
invoke Grand
Yeah.
Theater, and we go, all right, man, you invoked in Grand Theater. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
And I think you can if you haven't. How long does Grand Theater last?
Until you understand invoked, I would imagine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but there needs to be some kind of like limits to it. So it's
Okay,
not
yeah,
like,
you're right.
because if you invoke it, it's kind of like, when you're timing comics when you're hosting, and then after the last comic you forget, and 3 days later you look at your phone, it's like 234 hours or whatever. That like it could turn into that too
Yes.
easily.
Well, okay, then maybe Grand Theater has to be scripted. So you have to be able to go, look, this is how long Grand Theater is.
Well,
here's the documents.
I feel like sometimes Grand Theater is going to get invoked kind of spur of the moment. Like
Yeah.
not all of it's going to be a planned
Invoke Grand Theater.
assault on a customer service
Yes.
worker, like
Improvised.
the barista. So I feel like Grand Theater, like there has to, like, I think it's under an hour.
All right. Well, here's the thing, man. Again, we should think of our show as a great idea for this. If someone invokes Grand Theater in the show,
In the show, it's a shorter. It's just, you get like 2 minutes.
also we could just walk on every day
And say,
go, we
Grand-
invoke
we
Grand
invoke
Theater. We invoke
and then
Grand Theater.
Nobody else gets to do it
Invoke
Yeah,
Grand Theater.
well, that's how we'll open the shows.
Yes, but if we don't, and someone catches it, they can
They could take over.
They can take
They're
over.
in charge. They're driving the ship.
We invoke Grand Theater.
We invoke Grand Theater.
And there's so many issues. Because what if
Tell me
someone
more.
walks into the fucking club before we are on stage and goes, I invoke Grand Theater before we get out there?
Well, I think there should be, if you are doing an actual performance, like a live podcast, a concert,
Sure.
a comedy show, a movie.
If a theater is already being performed.
Yes, if theater is already being performed, if you're already doing any kind of performance, there could be one Grand Theater interruption and it has to be under 30 seconds.
I would say this.
Or
I wanna
none,
add to that.
actually.
It must be, if someone is performing theater
Yes.
and Grand Theater is invoked, it must be better theater.
Yes.
And if it is not being,
Everybody gets to decide if it was
They can
better
boo you
theater.
off.
And then you have to leave
whoa.
because you've interrupted something and you don't have the right to be there anymore.
I would say this. Well, yeah, then people would leave. But then if they're at the show, it's like, stick around. Like if someone invokes Grand Theater and they start reading a poem, the crowd can boo this man.
Here's my concern.
All right.
Somebody gets up and reads a poem in the middle of our live show where
Yeah.
we're doing Talktown Live. The poem is better than the podcast.
Great.
We have to leave?
No, we don't have to leave.
Okay.
We just enjoy the poem.
Okay.
We then go, awesome. Good
Great.
for you.
And
This
then we just
poem
go
is
back
awesome.
to the performance.
We go back to the performance.
Because it's different metrics.
But if they ate the time, if they ate our time,
Yeah.
then an audience just paid for
Yeah.
the poem. But they didn't boo this man.
Okay.
So that's what they wanted. No poisoning in Grand Theater or like
Oh,
killing.
no,
or
no poisoning.
no murder.
No poisoning or murder in Talktown.
Yeah.
There are some baseline laws that I think we all just agree and understand.
Invoking Grand Theater can't leave someone hurt other than
Yes.
emotionally, because people are going to be hurt emotionally.
Sure. And Grand Theater can't be like, out of nowhere, I'm deciding to like say hateful things to a random person. That's not Grand Theater.
Well, I would argue
If you have been wronged and now you want Grand Theater, like the barista's been fucking with you,
Right.
You're allowed to go back and be
I
like,
invoke Grand Theater.
fuck you.
Right.
But if you just like walk by someone and then decide you want to say something mean to them and they've done nothing to you, you can't invoke Grand Theater for that.
Yeah.
And on the positive side, you can walk on a train or one of the rotating platforms of the Lazy Susan and invoke Grand Theater and just sing a song.
Yeah,
I
of
need to
course.
get this song out.
It's
Right.
any performance.
All right.
Now, is there say people in the area, like you're on a train, you want to hear Grand Theater in the moment? Can you do a collective a vote against Grand Theater?
Well, that's what it's called. I was trying to say there's a you can invoke boo this man.
Yeah.
And if Grand Theater is being
all right, I missed
performed,
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
then you can boo this man.
Yeah.
And they boo him, and then you got to stop Grand Theater.
Because it's fun to boo.
Yeah.
Have you
It
guys
is.
booed?
And if it's boo this man, if
yeah.
you're not just booing, but it's a collective boo this man.
Boo this man.
Yeah,
Or
that's a
someone
good
must
time.
stand up and say, boo
Yeah.
this man.
Somebody says-
and everyone must boo.
I invoke Grand Theater, and then starts reading a poem, and then someone else on the train says, boo this man. Like, that's a town I want to live in.
Yeah, that is a town
That
I
is
want to
made
live
for
in.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And if no one boos, then you go, then I was wrong. And then he sits down.
Carry on.
And I would
There's
argue this
so much scripted language to living in.
booing is outlawed outside of Grand Theater. So
Of course.
you can't
Yeah, yeah,
boo.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't boo someone
Of course.
unless Grand Theater. So if someone's just in a show, you can't boo a show unless
But a show technically is Grand
it's theater.
It's an interesting.
It's theater, but not
Grand
Grand,
Theater.
Theater. Grand Theater is the everyman.
Yeah.
Grand Theater is the strength of every man.
You know what's an interesting move if you're hanging out, the three of us, and then you're like really want to fuck with like Allison, and you go,
Yeah.
Greg, invoke Grand Theater, and then I go, boo. Oh no, I guess okay, nope. What I'm saying is bullshit. I was
No, I hear
trying
what
to.
you're saying.
You get what I'm
You
saying?
can set me up, invoke Grand Theater.
Yeah, you could set a person up to be booed
Right.
Yes.
if you want to fuck with them.
But the person getting booed has to be the one who invokes Grand.
Yeah, no,
and
that's
the
where I
problem.
see the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw this, right? There is boo this man, but then the other side is someone can go, let him cook. Someone can also command to let him cook.
Yes.
Of course.
And that must be.
I love when Greg learns a new phrase.
Yeah.
Because it's just really part
This
of
one's
the world.
been in there for a while, and I've liked it, but I've really started using it today.
Yeah.
Because it really does. For me. I connect with that.
Yeah.
I connect with
No, I
being
get
let
it.
to cook. Because a lot, like I say, a lot of times people don't want to let me cook.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you're always cooking.
Yeah.
You're always in the kitchen, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Grand Theater is amazing.
Yeah.
We got to write all this shit down.
Yeah, Alex is taking a ledger.
Yeah.
Is he? I
He's
thought
got some notes.
I thought he's been watching porn
notes.
this whole time.
He's going back and forth.
Yeah. You can watch porn and take notes on this podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand.
You know, once we started that bathroom talk
Right.
and the giraffe stuff, he got so horny.
Yeah.
Alex is tall as it is, so I'm sure he identifies. I'm
With the
sure
giraffe
Alex has
sense?
looked at a giraffe and
been like, I get
that
it.
could be in my wheelhouse. Yeah. I think people do that. Because I'll say this, as like a short person,
Yeah.
I'll see tall women and I'll go, it's not even
In
a
the cards.
possibility.
Yeah.
So I don't even think about it. But I wonder if you're a tall person, you see other tall things. I think this is really off here.
Sure.
Because it's been so logically contained.
But Nikola Jokic, right? He's a very famous basketball player.
Who?
Nikola Jokic.
Man?
He's a man, Serbian guy.
All right.
Famously loves horses. Really loves, but he's 7 feet tall.
Right.
And there are
I
not
feel
a
like-
lot of 7 feet tall people.
Giraffe. He has to ride a giraffe.
I think he sees a horse and he goes, that's someone who gets it.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
someone who's my height.
Right.
I
Yeah.
do think talls see other talls
Yes.
and they're like, I get it.
Yeah.
I see where that is.
I think tall is more of a connection than animal to person.
I would argue this.
I think he thinks.
I would argue this. We live in a time now where when you say a basketball player, I have to go man or female. And I think that's a better time. You know? Now I got because it used to be
That
like
is nice.
man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, I don't watch that
I think
shit.
you are asking that because the first name sounds like Nicole.
Yeah.
So.
But I didn't know. That could
Right,
be
right,
WNBA.
Right. And it's like, that could be a WNBA
is a good
player.
thing.
That's
Right.
great. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
But I like to just say women's basketball sucks. But then nobody knows. I also just don't like basketball. So I'm just saying that.
You're saying that, but you also believe men's basketball
Yes,
sucks.
but I
so
only
you
yell
are an
about
equal
one.
opportunity kind of perspective on basketball. But when you just say women's, people think you just mean women.
Right.
They do. And I think
So
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Because they don't know about me.
Right. You
Most
want to
people
first
don't-
people
yeah.
take you in as a misogynist before they take you in as a guy who just doesn't like
Like
sports.
basketball.
Women's basketball is so stupid. Why are they even doing that? Doesn't even make sense. You know, and they go, he hates women. And I go, I hate balls and nets and sports. I like comic book movies.
Yes. Sorry to going back to Grand Theater a
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah.
Now, when someone does Grand Theater, are they expecting pay for that?
No.
Gifts or just applause?
No.
Applause.
Okay.
If you are holding flowers, you must give them to,
You are.
to the person.
Fuck. Mother's Day is going to be a lot of Grand Theaters. For
It's
people
like
who,
you forgot to buy some. You're like, I have a Grand Theater.
yeah, I better put on a show or my mom's going to be mad.
And then
Yeah.
you get like a ton of flowers.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Mother's
Day, big
yeah.
Grand Theater Day.
Big Grand
I like
Theater
the idea
days.
of- this is a different idea though, but I like the idea of just somebody in a car going, I invoke Grand Theater, just smashing his car and like T-boning someone and going, hey, it was for the show, you know?
Well, that's
Well,
when
we
you
said
like.
no. We said no. No one could get harmed in
Well,
Grand
that I
Theater.
don't like then. I think I got to bring harm back into the picture. Murder is okay under Grand Theater.
I'm gonna go big no on
I'm
that.
gonna go no.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
gonna-
there shouldn't be murder in Talktown.
Yeah.
You stab someone in the stomach and you go, I invoke Grand Theater.
Well, you'd have to say it
As
first.
they whisper.
You got to say it first, yes. But also, I think if you're going to physically touch somebody, you have to go, may I? You have to add, there has to be consent.
Yeah, consent. Like again, the basic laws of society will exist in Talktown.
I disagree.
We're
with you.
adding
Let's
on top of those.
Take it to gay court.
Taken.
Take
All
it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Let's vote.
Vote.
But I will say there are going to be a lot of cases tried in Talktown. There are going to be some Grand Theater cases.
All right, that's for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
There's going to need to be kind of a whole set of Grand Theater laws.
And a bunch of lawyers just saying Grand Theater to delay the case. You know, like Grand Theater. See you guys in an hour. You know what I mean? Grand Theater. You can literally just, was it scallywag? What's it when they talk in front of on Congress and they just burn their
Filibuster.
tongues? They filibuster. We call it, in Talktown, we call it scallywag.
Okay, I do like that.
that.
You scallywag
Yeah,
it. You know? No scallywagging with you using your Grand Theater.
100%.
Yes.
Filibustering is called scallywagging in Talktown.
Yeah.
People are going to be lawyers that specify in Grand Theater, and that's going to be really cool. It's like, oh, I'm an attorney. What kind of law do you practice? Mergers and acquisitions, corporate protections? Like, nope, Grand Theater.
Mostly Grand Theater. And when Talktown burned to the ground, a lot of people lost their jobs because they couldn't work anywhere. I don't know. I'm trained in Grand Theater law. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Can't be a lawyer anywhere else.
Jesus Christ, I gotta come here. It's nowhere else. I didn't expect the fire. No one expected the fire.
It was that damn lazy Susan idea.
They went too fast and burned right up.
They didn't oil it up, man.
Changed the direction of the Earth's rotation.
We heard it squeaking for months.
There were no hospitals. It was all masturbation rooms. It wasn't thought out.
And sex zoos.
The hospital wasn't making its rotation for their 3 hours.
All they had were these water guns. All they had were these spray bottles.
Flamethrowers. There's flamethrowers at the pool.
Goddamn robots went offline with these flamethrowers.
So many pedophile bones. They jammed up the lazy Susan. Because we don't tell people what we're doing with the pedophiles. But I know what we're doing.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too. I'm fine with killing mostly anybody. I'll say this. This is a Talktown law I've been trying to pass for years. Every year, and it's going to sound crazy. This is a crazy one.
All right.
Every year, instead of doing taxes, you have to get 100 signatures of people that want you alive. And if you do not get them, you could work your whole year.
But that's going to make everybody be constantly signing things.
Great.
That's going to be everybody's full-time job is signing, like, no, that's too much. That's too much on
You don't
other
think
people.
you can get 100 people to sign you off before January 15th?
I have to go find them, and then they have to be around to sign. I mean, that's...
What's harder, taxes or this?
I just pay an accountant.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of taxes.
Yeah.
But
Okay, maybe not 100 people, 10 people.
Yeah, but you're going to run into a lot of trouble with people going like, yeah, I'll sign it, but give me, this is what I want to sign.
Yeah, it's going to become really
you're
transactional.
It's going to be there's going to be a lot of bribery involved.
Only people who are going to do that is if you suck. And because here's the thing, me, Greg, I can get 20 signatures by the end of this podcast.
Okay.
Right? But one of these comics we know, one of these guys, you know who I'm talking about. Fuck that guy, right? He's going to have to talk to a lot of people aren't going to want to sign for him.
Okay.
And they're going to say shit like, hey man, what are you going to do for me? Let me tell you this. If someone says, what are you going to do for me? When you're asking for a signature for your life, you're going to change your shit around, bro. Mic drop.
I mean, this is an interesting idea.
I do like kind of us all collectively wanting everybody to be in our town with us. Like I like the idea that's top-lining that. In practice, it really falls apart, I think. But there is a path through.
This also, you'll be on board for this. Okay, Miss Feminazi. This is how you get abortion passed.
Just am a woman.
This is how you get abortion passed. You know what? Guess what? Those little fetuses, they can't get 10 signatures. So guess what? Aborted. Now who's on my page?
That feels like
Women
then there
first.
will be no children because every baby won't be able to get signature, or every fetus won't be able to get
because the mom will be
signatures.
like, hey, I want to have this baby. So she'll tell a bunch of people. And they go, I'll sign for that baby. But if the mom ain't telling people, June 15th popped around. Ain't nobody signed. Goodbye.
So we're doing our taxes in June. Talk down. That's the biggest change. April 15th, June 15th. That's when we're closing the government year.
Man, death seems like a harsh punishment.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's by flame via the beach line cutting machines.
Yeah.
For sure.
We let them feel alive once a year.
I like the 100 signature idea for worth. Yeah. I just think death is a tough punishment.
Yeah, I think it's more like you're gonna have to do something
3 years.
for the improvement of Talktown. You can say the first time, the first time you don't get 100 signatures or whatever the number is, you're not killed and you're not exiled, but like you have to do something to help turn people around. Like you said, like, you're gonna change. Yes. Well, we have to talk about the mail, but that's another episode.
Yeah. I know we're going way too fast. We are burning through all the things.
There's never going to be enough things. We have 1,000 topics to talk about.
All right.
But yeah, you will have to do something. If like 3 years in a row you can't get to 100, then it's like we have to reevaluate if you should be a resident of Talktown.
Yeah, right. You have to state your case.
But you should get a stern like some people have a bad year.
Yeah,
totally.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And then turn it around. Maybe they do something great. Maybe they figure out our bathroom situation.
Wow. We give you 2 years. We give you 2 years, no signatures. Like 2 years if you're like, hey, man, my wife died. It's like, yeah, I get it, man. You're not going to get signatures this year.
Also,
it's in the house.
It's good if you find out you didn't get enough signatures. That's a real message to you to turn shit around.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Like, so I think that's, but then there has to be action on that.
Right. There's got to be a punishment. I think it should be tiered. So that way, you're like, first year, you have no access to milk
Yeah.
Whatever
Right.
that is.
Yeah,
You know,
there should be a punishment and an expected improvement to town from you.
There's gonna be all these Christian groups that get together. And
There won't be Christians in
We'll
Talktown.
sign for
Yeah.
anybody. You know,
put them with
like,
the pedophiles.
You know, I know.
Same group. What up?
All right, let me cook. You know, these groups are gonna sit there and being like, oh no, we're against this law, so we'll sign for anybody. We're gonna have to shut those groups down. You can only sign 3 times, maybe. You can only sign for 3 people. You can only sign for 3 people.
No, that's going to get too complicated because some of us only know a few people.
Looks like you should get to know a few more people, huh? You got a year.
It's not a bad idea. It does get you talking to me in the town.
I mean, it's Talktown.
Yeah.
But what if everybody's
like
walking
this.
around with the black hats on?
No one should.
That's
I
the
mean,
thing. On June 15th, no hats. Or every hat is orange.
Ooh, oh, I like
All
that.
2
hats
minutes.
are orange.
Yeah,
for
talk
2
day.
minutes. Talk day.
Yeah.
Talk day.
We celebrate
like tax day,
Talk
but
Day.
Talk day.
Yeah.
yeah, I
June
love this.
15th.
I love this. I love this idea.
On tax day. Well, because tax day is annoying, so you want to have a, you know.
Well, yeah,
like-
that's a big
then you
chatting
can,
day.
Yeah, it's a chatty
Orange
day.
Orange hat, you still get the 2-minute timer, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta plead your case for survival.
Wow,
in
in
2
2
minutes.
minutes.
It's kind of like the
Everybody-
death thing.
June
Everybody's-
15th is a busy day in
Yeah.
Talktown.
Hey,
Oh,
let me stop you for a minute. I got 2 kids, and I've just been spending a lot of time with them, and I've been working in my lab on this way to cure cancer. That's why I don't need friends. And the guy
So
goes,
to
all
sign
right,
this
man.
petition that I don't get kicked out of town.
Yeah, by kicked out of town, I mean put into the grinding lazy Susan bone grinder.
That's what we do with the pedophile.
Well, obviously.
It
Well,
goes
we
below
use
the
them
earth.
for some kind of energy source, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
We're pretty sustainable in
It
Talktown.
keeps the lazy. That's one of our sayings. Keeps the lazy Susan going. You know, every time you murder
Very
somebody.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's obviously a slang term we're going to use for pedophiles,
Yeah.
or lazy Susans.
No, lazy Susan is the.
I understand
I
that.
know.
And then
it's also what crushes the pedophiles to use as an energy
Yes.
source.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You know, keeps the lazy Susan going.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But here's the problem: we don't run out of pedophiles. We start running out of power. Now we start accusing any bitch.
We have
bitch
other
anybody.
power sources.
Yeah.
Oh, like electricity.
That's just like a little extra bump.
Yeah, they're foam on top of the cappuccino.
Yeah.
I love how there's steampunk and then there's pedophile punk. Like steampunk are these machines that are run by steam.
Wait.
Pedophile
He's
punk.
taking.
Okay.
Pedophile
I see.
punk are these? They have these outfits that
Got
are
it.
run by pedophile bones. That's like a fun art. That's a fun art style.
Man. Ada.
What's after Z?
Ada, no letter.
Yeah.
Also,
Ada
there's-
numbers.
Yep.
For this podcast, I think you can invoke Grand Theater if you just want to finish a riff. And everybody else is jumping in.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
But we each only get one per episode.
But I get 2.
Okay.
Fine.
You're high. Yeah. It's fine.
I just don't want to see you pout.
Yeah.
Fine. Whatever, man.
Also, we've not
I said
stopped
5.
you
I should have said 5.
at all. Like
Yeah.
you are Grand Theater.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just thinking for the future when you guys get sick of me.
Anthony hasn't gotten sick of you yet. He's known you for most of your life.
I take breaks.
He's like the Hulk. He's like
Yeah. Well, you need to.
he's like Bruce Banner. Where he goes, my trick is I'm always sick of him. I've always been sick of him. I'm always working on that. How are we doing on time? Because I have some more ideas.
All right.
Oh.
So you want to cut?
Want to
that
wrap it up
one?
and then do a second?
Yeah.
Does that?
That
Can we do a
sounds great.
second?
Yeah.
I do want to sing my song. I feel like you guys don't want me to do it.
No, do
No,
it.
I
Do it to
definitely
close
want.
out the app.
Yeah.
No, I have to
Great.
tell the story. Can I tell
All
the
right.
How long
story?
does that take? Well, okay.
Why don't we
was
do
a
that?
stupid
Why don't we do the next episode? We open with a
We open
story
with
and
the
you sing
story
a
and the song.
song, and then I'm sure we'll have questions about your story.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
that's a good way to get into the next episode.
Yeah.
It's my fireman story. I told you about it.
Yeah.
All right. So I
Well-
invoke grand closing of an episode.
Awesome.
There it is.